So your lab was to extract an actions component out of thing containing this span. Easy enough. So in our source directory where all our components live, we make a new file called actions.js. Import React from React. Let's create a new function, const actions, because this is a functional stateless component. It'll return some JSX, this JSX. Let's make sure we export default actions. Before we forget, we can go back into thing, replace this with capital A actions. We'll need to import it. So, import actions from actions. Now, this is going to try to call something called remove thing, which isn't present, right? So how are we going to get remove thing down into this component? Can't, right? Just, you can't do that. Not allowed. How'd you do it? How'd you do it, Vishal? All right. How'd you do it, Jimmy? How'd you do it? Herman there in the corner. You don't have a name tag. Your name's Herman, right? Oh, you're Brandon. Mr. Wood. Sir Brandon of Wood. What'd you do? You guys know how to pass props and stuff. Evan?
Passed in the remove thing method and a thing.
Okay. So, where are remove method and thing right now? They're back in thing, right? How do we get it from one component to another? We use that. Yeah, we use props. You knew that. You're just being coy. So when we put our actions component in here, we need to pass those along. We're going to need the thing itself, which I think is just called thing here, right? Yep. And we're going to need remove thing, and it's just going to be remove thing. So now those will be passed right along to actions. So we could either put props here and say props.remove thing, props.thing, or we could use our little trick here and have thing and remove thing. And then we could keep our markup the same. All right, it's no longer exploding. Let's see if I can still remove things. Delete one. Still deletes. All right, it worked. Are we done? How about we move the CSS for this stuff into a new CSS file for this component? Let's keep it clean. Thing.css was just too darn long anyway. So let's make a new file. Actions.css. Let's have a look at thing.css. And notice, and it'll really help you if you get used to these shortcuts, I'm going to hit Command P or Control P on Windows to pull up my fuzzy finder and start typing the name of the file I want, much faster than trying to hunt around in the little sidebar with your cursor, especially with the trackpad. So I'm going to open up thing.css, and let's look for the stuff involving actions. Okay, here's actions itself. This is related to actions, this is related to actions, everything else is related to actions. So from here to the end. I'm going to cut. We don't need it here anymore. Hop on over to Action CSS, paste it in. Now if we wanted to be cool, we would change this class to capital A Actions so that it matches our component name. And then change it here too. Let's do a case sensitive find and replace. I search for .actions. I replace it with .capital A Actions. Replace all. That's done. Don't forget to import your new style sheet. Import actions.css. Why don't we say import, say CSS from? Because we don't need to refer to it later. We just need to import it. So it doesn't need a name. Let's add a thing. Hovering over it. The trash can is there. Trash can still works. I saw all my styles, the hover effect, the turning red. Victorious.